All right, well, continuing using Msty Studio Desktop, the free version, and just seeing how we could get real-time data within our conversations. I've already showed you how to do it with the globe icon and with Google and Brave. And I also showed you how you could select a Gemini model and then enable the preset with search grounding. And there's one more method I want to showcase with still using the free version of Msty Studio Desktop. And that's going to be with using a tool. So we're going to go to the toolbox. And if you've never used a toolbox before, I'm going to import the default tools and we'll see a list here. And one of the items that we have is Brave Search. But this is just more or less a curated list of different MCP tools that we make available. If you click on that button, please feel free to search. And we have other videos on how to find MCP tools that you could bring into Msty Studio. So feel free to look at other MCP tool options and then add them here. But since we have Brave Search as kind of the default one, let's go ahead and configure this and start using it. All right, so I'm going to click on the ellipses icon for Brave Search and then click on Edit. And then in here, you'll see that what you need is your Brave API key. And I'll add a link to the description where you could go in and create an API key. When you create an API key with Brave, you do need to provide credit card information, but they do have a free tier. So I'm going to X out of this and then click on the ellipses icon again and then click on Set Default Parameters. This is where we could add in our API key. So I'm going to click on Add Environment Variable and then click on the drop-down and then select Brave API key. And then I have my key on my clipboard. I'll just paste it in there. And then from here, I just want to test it to make sure it works. So a quick way to do a test just to make sure everything's working is under Tool Console, click on List Brave Search Features. And since I got results, I know that everything is good to go, that the API key was accurate. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Apply. And then X out of this. And now in a new conversation, I have Cogito selected, which is a local model. And then I'm going to click on the toolset icon. And then under Toolsets, select Brave Search. And then we should see that an active toolset is added to the conversation. And let's ask Cogito a question, maybe just make sure that it's aware that it has access to this tool. I'm going to ask, what are the features of the tool? Okay, so it looks like it knows it has access to Brave Web Search and it's providing some of the features. I'm going to add a context shield. And then how about we ask, what is the history of Rome? And in this case, it looks like it just provided a response from memory. So it didn't even call the tool. So if that's the case, if it's just getting it from its own training, let's ask it more explicitly, use Brave Search to find info about modern Rome. Okay, and now we can see that it performed the tool call using Brave Web Search. So if we expand this, then we could see the outputs that were provided. So some context that was provided over. And then we could see that information show up in the results. So this is going to show up a little bit different. It's not going to show the sources at the bottom. What it will do is it will show the input and the output of the tool call. So in this case, using the Brave Search tool, so it sent the query modern Rome history today culture, and then as a response, it received this information. And so with this context in mind, Cogito used that to populate this response. And how about we ask one more question? How about use Brave Search to tell me what the weather in Seattle is? So, and again, we see the tool call. If we expand it, we'll see what was received. And it looks like I got some information from the Weather Channel. And then if we scroll down, we'll see that the current temperature is 16 degrees Celsius, with a low expected to be about 51 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, and I hope you all enjoyed this. This is just another way with using Msty Studio Desktop, the free edition, that you could gain access to real-time data to be included in your conversations.